And the reasoning is that because it's a large metropolitan area where people are tightly living together in a large space, that somehow it makes it more dangerous to be able to have more firearms there. I think the opposite. I think that people in the cities should have more firearms than the people out in the rural areas, because you are more inclined and more likely to have to use that gun to defend yourself than you would be if you lived in rural America. I think it's a backwards mentality to have. I don't care whether.
This is true. This is true. What's the likelihood that you're gonna run up on somebody in the sticks? But in New York City, where you got people pushing folks in front of trains, y'all seen the videos where these little young kids is knocking out old people? Are you kidding me?
I got my swag right, feeling crispy clean. Girl, I'm the flyest mother you've ever seen. So much money I can't
Welcome back to the Hear Me Out podcast. I am your host, Michael May, and today, we're going to switch it up a little bit, right? Now, I already told you guys, on this channel, I talk about whatever I want to talk about. Whatever applies, it applies. What doesn't apply, let it fly. But this channel is going to be the Walmart of YouTube. I'm going to discuss any and everything on this channel, not just relationships, not just dealing with women and no. Here we're going to speak about the real, because there are real things happening in life that you may not look at it as a direct effect to you, but it is. So today, I want to be clear. I am in the comfort of my own home. I am in the Armed Services Department. Some of you guys know that. Those who follow my True Hall of Fame Builds channel, my YouTube channel, my gaming channel, you guys know I am in the Armed Service. Now, I will say this. This touched me. Like I said, I want to bring you guys authentic stories, authentic understanding. The thing is this, some of these guys, they can't reach you the way I can. See, I want you to understand that, right? Hear me out. How can I say this properly? There are people that can reach a certain geographic of people, right? And I want to be understood, right, that I care about all people. I'm not here just talking about black issues, Spanish issues, Asian issues, orange issues, red issues, blood issues, and crip issues. I'm talking about all. I'm all the way across the board, and I'm concerned because a lot of people are not ready and prepared. But I will say this: if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, turn notifications. But we're gonna get right into this video right here, because today's video is extremely sensitive to me. Then I'm going to show you how this also relates to your relationships. See, because everything in life can always go back to your relationship. And I want you to understand, fellas, hear me out. Listen to me, 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 listen to me. One of the main things as a man that you have to provide for a woman who's going to be in her feminine. There are some masculine women who still desire this too, but when you're dealing with women who are in their feminine energy, which allows you to be super hyper masculine, because there ain't no such damn thing as toxic masculinity until somebody come breaking in the door, they kicking in the door, waving the 4-4, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, who is that? You go handle that, babe. No, you go handle that. You the hyper masculine one. You go over there. You understand what I'm saying? But hear me out. Safety, and I'm gonna say this. No one is coming to save you. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna say this again. He's gonna say it a million times, but I've always said this. Any woman I've ever dealt with, I've always said this. Safety should always be a concern of yours as a man. But I want you to understand, this man right here, I don't want to say his name because I know I'm gonna kill it. Y'all know I'm really bad with saying names. I'm gonna say his name is Cole Leon. Dior will be Dior says Nior. Nior. Hey, give me a copyright strike if you want. I messed up the name. It is what it is. But this guy goes into a lot speaking about the crime in Philadelphia. Now, y'all already know. I've been telling y'all all on Instagram for at least 3 years. At least 3 years. That crime was going to go off the chain, especially after the whole pandemic and everything shutting down. I told you guys that crime was going to get out of control, and you should be ready. As a man, you should be ready. And if you're not ready, it's time to get ready. It's time. You know, most of us watch basketball. You know, Dame Time. It's time. It's time to get ready and prepare. But hear me out. I'm gonna let this man talk, and I'm gonna chime in, and I'm gonna relate this to the relationships, and even you as a man in your life and things of this nature. But I want you to understand. We're gonna get into this right here. This man right here goes absolutely apeshit.
Whether you want to or not, at the end of the day, the only person responsible for your safety is you.
Security guard armed with a semi-automatic weapon. It's happening at a North Philly gas station. The owner coming up with the idea to scare off criminals. If you saw this is our go vote for tonight. Would you feel safer or uncomfortable? So right now the vote is 65% of you saying safer, 35% uncomfortable.
You know,
now hold on. Before they go any further, hear me out. I've had boys that I know that they know where I'm located. They know what state I'm in. I'm no longer in New York City, but they know what state I'm in. They would be like, yo fam, you know, I visited there one time and I seen somebody carrying like an AK on their back while they were in the gas station. I'm like, yeah, okay, what happened? Okay, so yeah. That's how they do it down here. That's how they do it down here in the South. What happened? I feel perfectly safe, fine, and comfortable. Yes. Let's keep going.
personally, I think they're asking the wrong question. I think the question they should be asking is, do you think this makes you safer or makes you unsafe?
Right.
I think in this country, we are too obsessed with this idea or notion of feeling safe. It's this idea of feeling safe that all of these anti-gun politicians and gun control lobby nonsense, that's how they get you to vote for gun control.
He is correct. This man is very correct. Because everything is, do you feel safe? I feel great. I feel 100% great. I feel safe. And if I came to a gas station and I seen people ready, I'm gonna let him talk.
Because they sell you on this idea that we'll make you feel safe because we'll pass all of these laws and do all these things that are supposed to stop criminals from doing something that honestly doesn't stop them from doing it. So, are you safe versus do you feel safe, to me, are very important distinctions here.
Now, are you safe in a gas station with guards that are walking around with shotguns, semi-automatics, pistols? You are safe, and you should feel safe. Let me just let that be known. You should feel safe. Whenever I go somewhere and I see an officer or I see an armed service guy, or I'm good. I'm good.
You spoke with the gas station owner who says this is needed to keep both his workers and customers safe.
Yeah, interesting listening to those numbers you just gave us, Sheba. So the store manager says that he had to do something more than call 911. And most customers, I'll tell you, that I talked to this evening on and off camera say that they support this, but there were a few who say they don't believe this.
Hold on. Down here in the South, Walmarts, oh, they have regular guards, and then they have armed guards. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You go to the banks, they have armed guards. Some guys could be what I like to call underperforming, which is they're not showing any uniform. They'll probably just be sitting around in there, or probably working in there, but they're really there for armed service. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't be. I'm blowing things out. Let me. All right. Let me. Oof. I say, hear me out. I've worked in banks. Some of y'all know. It is what it. Like I gotta get into that. But hear me out, right? Businesses are allowed to do this. They are, and they should be allowed all the way, all across the world. I'm gonna say the world. They should be allowed. I think. I'm not gonna say. I'm not getting into that right now.
This is the right approach.
Right now, crime in Philadelphia is through the roof. It is absolutely insane. You can go on YouTube right now and just type in there, search it. Hell, even Temple University, one of the biggest universities there, they are dealing with crime issues in Philadelphia. And largely because people refuse to deal with an underlying issue. Everybody keeps thinking that you can solve problems by passing laws.
Right.
You can't. If you don't deal with the underlying issues, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of not dealing with that issue,
Right,
one way or another.
Yep.
And that's what you're seeing here. Now it has to get to the point where actual gas station owner has to hire people with guns to protect his store. So me personally, I've never been a fan of gas stations. I don't like gas stations. I feel super vulnerable at gas stations, which is why I always carry when I'm at a gas station. So it only makes sense when you're living in a place like Philadelphia where the crime is through the roof right now that you'd have to take measures to this extreme to do that. And I think anybody who does have a problem with this, I don't think they necessarily think it's unsafe. I think what it is them being forced to confront the fact visually that they aren't safe. And that's what the gun shows them. And their minds are like, oh my gosh, there's armed guards with guns here? Is it unsafe here? People like to live in this mental facade and this idea that anywhere that they go is safe because they don't see any direct evidence of it being unsafe.
now hold on. You ready? If that now he is correct. So then what's the purpose of having police officers? They're walking around carrying guns, but you feel safe when they come here. But when you see an armed guard, and I want you to understand, I've worked with Navy SEALs, severe training. To even become a level 2, you got to be mazed. You like, bro, listen. Hold on, do I still have this? Listen, I took pictures of the day. Hold on. When I got maced, hear me out. But this is a part of it. Can y'all see that? Hold on. So this is the day that I got trained, right? They mace you, you know what I'm saying? You gotta mace you. You gotta go through a course, right? Whatever, it is what it is. So when you're being trained, first of all, to be in this line of work, you gotta have thick skin. Listen, hear me out. I've been in places, and I'm sharing you guys real stories, real life stories. So y'all know I'm Dominican. Cool. So Dominican, black, both same thing. It doesn't matter. It's the same shit. So my coworkers, if it is 6:32 in the morning. If I call one of my coworkers right now and be like, what do the thieves, what do the people call me in one of my evening gigs? They call me, they say yeah. Oh, the big black niggas here. That's what they call me. I don't sit there and go, oh, why you call me, man? Don't call me. I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm here. What happened? What's up? They see me, nothing goes on. So in one of my gigs, I would work overnight, overtime joints, you know what I'm saying? In this Walmart. I'm doing what I do. And they would, yeah. Sometimes you gotta knock heads off. I'm not there no more, so I don't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, sometimes you gotta knock somebody's head off in self-defense. Everything is self-defense, and this is why I love cameras. And you learn. I teach you guys certain tactics, but we're not getting into that right now. See, I want you to understand something. Though I'm speaking and I'm excited and I'm hyped, and that may seem like I'm not in control, is that I'm so excited to get this information to you guys, right? But when you see me in my workspace, I'm rock ready. I'm like, excuse me, sir, we need you to leave. We need you to, at this moment, we need you to leave. You are a criminal trespass. I need you to go right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I could have dealt with this a little different with you. Like, I'm really, really, really firm, stern, but I'm fair and I'm understanding. But hear me out. The presence of armed service members changes people's minds. Now, some people want to have this victim mentality like, why do you need a gun if it's perfectly safe? There's no place on this planet that is perfectly safe. We all seen Batman, right? Please tell me we all seen Batman The Dark Knight, right? I think it's The Dark Knight Rises, where when the whole city fell to shambles, where did all the hoodlums and everybody go? They went to the rich neighborhood. So no place is technically safe because it's not like the rich neighborhood is boarded up with these freaking Empire State tall walls, and no, it's not. You can walk right into the neighborhood like it's nothing. But let's keep on going. Trust me, man. Watch.
But trust me, you may not think you're being watched, but trust me, someone is watching you.
I I always tell my fellas, cause when I came down here to the South, see, I'm from New York City. Where even in New York City, though, you couldn't carry guns. We had to knock people's heads off. We had to knock people's heads off. Like, see, one thing about New York City is you had to know how to use these. You had to learn how to use these. You had to know if somebody came, you know that he wasn't carrying, you wasn't carrying, so you had to learn how to squabble. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to get down, get busy. You know what I'm saying? The most notable line in the street is called the fair one. These are called the fair ones. You know what I'm saying? That's how I grew up and I was raised. But even still in New York City, the crime, the criminals still had guns, right? So clearly the criminals don't give two craps about the people who are law-abiding citizens. But let's keep on going.
Hired security strapped with AR-15s or shotguns, standing guard and walking the property of this North Philly gas station and convenience store.
So, first things first, there were no AR-15s
Thank you.
In that video.
But yeah, get them out there. You need armed service, get them boys out there. Get them fully loaded.
But that's neither here nor there. I personally like this. I like the idea of a store owner taking it into his own hands to protect what he has put his life's work into, his blood, sweat, and tears into, to protect it against people who think it's okay to just come and take things from people because they see fit. I don't have a problem. Me personally, if I rolled to a gas station and I saw security guards with AR-15s or shotguns or whatever have you, I personally would have no problem with it. It's no different to me than having a police officer show up after you call 911. I'm personally going to still have a gun on myself either way, but doesn't bother me. I honestly don't see why it would bother someone else unless you don't have a gun yourself.
Now here's where I want to talk. I am in the comfort of my own home. I am safe in my own home. So I want you guys to understand. This is unloaded. You see there's no clip. There's nothing there. Look. Everything is clear. Nothing is in here. You guys can see. Put the finger in there. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing. So I want you guys to understand something, right? This is my daily carry. This is my daily carry. I wouldn't be caught dead without this. Why? Because I'm in the armed service, so I have to deal with knuckleheads. God forbid they ever had. I ran into them in the street, in a movie theater, or in a library. There's no library, but still, supermarket, whatever. This is my daily carry. I don't. The cops. I will call the cops. I will call the cops. Listen to me. I will, and as you can see, I'm safe. Everything is unloaded. Nothing here. Ammo's nowhere near me. Everything is far away, so I couldn't make the mistake and put it back in. I couldn't do anything. I want you to understand. I am okay with calling the cops. What? Sir, there is something in progress. Maybe you guys should come over here and immediately handle this situation. I am not a police officer. I am not a police officer. I want you to understand that. But I'm no fool. I'm no fool. And I want you to understand something. I feel safe knowing that I can call 911. Someone please call 911. I am the guy to call 911. So I need you to relax. Whatever, how am I handle it? Sir, can you please take a step back, please? You know, a lot of crime going on in this world. But I won't be caught dead. I don't, listen to me, fellas, listen to me. I don't give a damn if I'm going to the mailbox. You see the homie over here? He always, I seen his daily carry. His daily carry is sweet. He got a sweet daily carry too, I ain't gonna lie. But me personally, I'm a more of a bigger guy. You understand what I'm saying? And you see all his shit behind the wall. He got a collection. I am nowhere near there yet. But, ready? If you're my woman, oh, you're gonna carry. My lady is not allowed to leave this house. I don't care if she's going. We live in a fantastic neighborhood. I don't care if she's going to the mailbox. Some things come to our door, some go to the mailbox. I don't care if she's gonna go through a drive-through where she's not even getting out of the car. You good? Turn around. Oh, I forgot I'm only gonna turn the car around. Yup. That is who I am. I like nice things. Yeah. It is what it is. And I'm only giving you this information educational purposes. But thing is this. I think everybody should be carrying. Everybody should be able to protect themselves, especially in them smaller cities, smaller states, where in New York City, there's what, 65,000, 45,000 cops? It's a little different in New York City. You make a phone call, hey, we have something going on, burglar. There's enough officers around to be there within about 60 seconds. Go right over to Jersey, it ain't the same. Go right over there to Pennsylvania, it ain't the same. They'll be there in 7 minutes. Anything can happen in 7 minutes. The criminals know how long it takes for the cops to get there. So you guys should be protecting yourself and your loved ones. Let's keep going.
And so, in your mind, you think any presence of a firearm is exceedingly dangerous.
This is supposed to be a city, right? And you got the kids walking around. Guns like this should be on the battlefield.
This man is entirely too old to not understand the difference between the way things should be
Facts.
and the way they are.
Facts.
That is a mentality that I've noticed runs very consistent with respect to people who kind of live in left-leaning cities the way that Philadelphia is. Philadelphia, by and large, is a left-leaning city. They are always voting blue. The rest of Pennsylvania, on the other hand, is more red. But Philadelphia, they kind of lean towards the guns icky aspect of the Second Amendment and politics. That being said, I never really understood making a distinction between the battlefield and the city. But first of all, the cities in and of themselves, when you have a bunch of people in one area, it's always going to be more dangerous versus being in a place where it's more spread out. For instance, in Philadelphia, you need a license to open carry. In most other parts of Pennsylvania, you don't need a license to open carry.
Now you ready? Down here in the South where I am, you don't need a license to open carry. To concealed carry, you need a license. See what I'm saying? So, I understand everything this man is saying about safety because I want you to... I'm gonna let this man talk.
And the reasoning is that because it's a large metropolitan area where people are tightly living together in a large space, that somehow it makes it more dangerous to be able to have more firearms there. I think the opposite. I think that people in the cities should have more firearms than the people out in the rural areas because you are more inclined and more likely to have to use that gun to defend yourself than you would be if you lived in rural America. I think it's a backwards mentality to have. I don't care whether
This is true. This is true. What's the likelihood that you're gonna run up on somebody in the sticks? But in New York City, where you got people pushing folks in front of trains, y'all seen the videos where these little young kids is knocking out old people? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on now. Come on now. Come on. And I want you to understand something, right? It's a old saying, but it doesn't change. Guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people. And I want you to understand, I am never an advocate of shooting somebody down. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I am not shooting you to kill. I'm shooting to stop. That is the purpose of self-defense. We all seen the video of the guy in New York City where those little young kids was surrounding him and his girl and XYZ. But what ended up happening was they were messing with him. So he started knocking out all the kids. But what happens is this. He's knocking them out. They on the floor and he starts kicking them in the stomach, kicking them in the face, and starts beating them. See, now he became the aggressor and those kids became the victims. Because the whole purpose is this. If somebody tries to swing at you and you bang and you knock him out, he's on the floor. If he's on the floor, he's stopped. You guys don't understand. I understand because I'm in the service, so they train me to think a certain kind of way. But I need you guys to understand something. You have to understand, me carrying, it is for my safety. But if you are in the same vicinity of where I'm at, and I see somebody coming at you, so I'm gonna need you to step back. I'm gonna need you to take a step back. Like even down here, some places, some of the guards, they don't carry. So the ones who don't carry, you'll see the citizens come out and pull out their guns. Like, I need you to step back. You got a knife, I need you to step back. And the citizens will come out to protect that security guard. You see what I'm saying? Because people don't understand. There's a huge difference between a security guard and a security officer. It's very different. It's very different. But let's keep on rocking and rolling.
Whether or not I don't make a distinction between whether or not someone's shooting on me when I'm at war versus in my house versus when I'm at the gas station versus when I'm at the store. It doesn't matter to me. This idea is notion that those guns should be on the battlefield. A shootout is a shootout is a shootout.
Right.
Whether it's happening in a store, at a gas station,
right,
or in your house. The requirements are the same. I need a firearm to defend myself, and I want the best firearm to do that.
Corey Barry.
Right. I want to make sure I carry something that's reliable, so in case I know I'm not going to have any of those issues. You feel what I'm saying? Let's keep rocking though.
Corey says she's on board with it.
If you're trying to get gas, you live in a bad area, and the only place is here, and they're getting robbed all the time, I mean, I support the owner.
Exactly.
Isn't it funny? Hear me out. Isn't it funny that the man said, these guns should be on the battlefield? That's because he's a man and he's okay with defending himself. But the woman would sit here and say, I agree with it. Why? Because what is the likelihood of, now men do get attacked, but it's a greater likelihood that in an area like that where violence is running rampant, a woman would be a little bit more of an easier target. Of course she would feel more comfortable. Fellas, I always tell you, we got all this mass, all this muscles and all this stuff. It ain't to harm the woman, it's to protect our women. Now, I'm not saying all women deserve our protection. Don't get it twisted. We're not going down that rabbit hole tonight. But what I'm saying is, my woman, my ladies, the ones that are with me, they're under my protection. And that means wherever I go, they're going to be protected. And you should just be informed of that. But let's keep going.
Like I keep saying, the only person responsible for your safety is you. Clearly, calling the 911 or calling the cops hasn't done the job that it needs to do in order to stop this. So you have to take things into your own hands. And the reason why it doesn't work is because the cops can never get there fast enough. The criminals know this. They take advantage of this, which is why you need to have a gun right there in the moment to defend yourself.
And I will say this, even like me, have a variety of different things. You know what I'm saying? Some like to carry revolvers. I'm not really into that like that. But you can have something a little smaller than mine, a little bigger than mine, depending on who. Now, don't ego carry like you want to walk outside with a Desert Eagle and you weigh 90 pounds. Stop it, fam. Stop it. Because the likelihood is you being able to shoot with that accurately is very slim to none. You know what I'm saying? You let alone pulling it out. This is not a movie. This is not Terminator. We're not watching. We're not watching no other action movie. This ain't the Expendables 3. Chill out. It ain't even that serious. Relax.
Because that's the only way you're going to be able to do that fast enough. A cop that's a minute away means nothing if you need seconds. How many times do we have to say this? But clearly she understands that.
Neil Patel is.
You know what's so crazy? Hear me out. And even in one of my jobs that I was working for some, extra cash, we're men. We're supposed to be working, guys. We should be working. We're men. We should be working, right? And if you have free time, you should be working another job. But hear me out. So even in one of my other gigs, right? I would always park in a spot where I could always see my vehicle, right? Because in most states, your car is the extension of your home. So in some workplaces, I wasn't carrying, right? But I would leave my weapon in the car, right? But I always made it clear. Listen, hear me out. I am so transparent that even to my bosses, I would park in the owner spot. Yo, hear me out. Listen to me. I would park in the owner spot, in the partner spot. I would park. Hey, you can't park there. Oh, I'm parking here. I think you need to do your homework on who I am. Like, I would literally say that. The thing is this. I always said this. If it came to the point where I really listen, I'm gonna make it home. I'm gonna make it home to me, to my family, to my people. I'm gonna make it home. But I always said this: if push really came to shove, and I was on work site, whatever it may be, whatever, boom, they always say there's something called like fight, flight, or whatever. I forgot it right now. It is what it is, right? But knowing the laws is extremely important. But hear me out. I always said it. If I made it to my car, I'll leave it at that. Now, there are some places, and most places, you're not going into the courthouse with it, clearly. You're not going into the hospital with it, clearly. But, but for the most part, I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere without carrying. I don't care. It could be the national championship for the kiddie market, for the kiddie pool tricks association, remember cats. I do not care. I want you to understand. And you guys should have the same mentality. Now, you ready? Let's swing this back to relationships. For those ladies who like to be with them Pookie and them Ray Rays and them criminals, they can't carry. Some of them got felons. Some of them got, so they're actually doing you a disservice. They all this gangster. I kill him up, shoot gangster. But then when it really come down to it, they're gonna have to risk their lives going back to jail to protect you. Where me, I'm good. I'm good. I'm covered. I'm insured. What more do you want? You feel what I'm saying? So relationship wise, man, these young girls don't. Let's keep on. We could talk about this, man, all night long.
The manager of this Carco shop franchise at Broad and Clearfield.
We are tired from this all nonsense. Robbery, drug trafficking, racketings.
Look, right now on the TV, it just went up. Safer went up to 70% and went down on uncomfortable from 35 to 30.
All kind of hanging around all gangs.
He shared with me these videos of what has led up to this drastic response to crime at his business. Over the past few weeks, he says his store was trashed by young people, an ATM stolen out of the store, and he says his car was vandalized while parked at the store.
Hold on. Are y'all watching what's on the screen right here? Now hear me out. Y'all all heard, well, for those who didn't hear, The CEO of Walmart said, if all this theft and robbery and all this stuff, if all this stuff does not come to an end, or at bare minimum slow down, they're going to be closing stores down. Do you know how much that's going to hurt people in areas? Why? I'm pretty sure we all seen the video already. If you didn't see it on the news, I'll let you go look it up. Where the kids was running into Walmart, stealing the TV, stealing everything. But it's these young kids that are doing it. Ready? Where are their parents? Huh? Huh?
They're forcing us to hire the security, high level security, state level. I am fearful for my safety of my employee as well as.
I am comfortable walking into a gas station, walking into any place, and I see somebody armed like that. In fact, I say thank you for your service. Anytime I go out to eat and I see officers sitting down, I always pay for their food. Officers, thank you so much for your service. I don't care if they black, white, orange, green, or purple. Officers, thank you so much for your service. I know you guys get a lot of shit, but you know what? Not all of you guys are horrible, and some of you guys actually do your job, and I truly appreciate you guys. Enjoy your meal. Me down here, I get pulled over, and he's... Go ahead, my guy. Go. It is what it is.
It's my nice neighborhood.
Look, at a certain point, people are just going to get tired. They're going to get tired of being victimized. They're going to be tired of having to wait on police officers to get there, not in time enough to stop the crimes that's going on. And what's going to happen is you're going to get more people start to take up their 2A rights. So in a weird way, this idea and this notion of being anti-2A will actually make more people 2A, because inevitably reality will take shape. It's going to happen. Whether you want them there or not, the guns are going to be there. The criminal world has their own gun culture.
Yep.
It's going to exist, whether it's going to be on a legal level or illegal level.
Yep.
And at a certain point, people are going to want to do something about it. And that's what you're seeing happening here. Fortunately, this guy has the means and the ability to hire a private security firm to come and defend his gas station.
Now look what he said. People having the means. He has the means to have a guard on there round the clock. Hey, it is what it is. And I agree with this store owner 1,000%.
But everybody doesn't have that ability. Not many business owners have that ability. So if you are an individual, there's no reason why you should not have a firearm. There's no reason why you shouldn't carry a firearm. Learn to use it safely and competently, because you are responsible for yourself.
This is all I'm saying. Fellas, hear me out. Fellas, hear me out. You are responsible for yourself. But you are also responsible for a family. To make it home to your family. Be safe with your family. I always say, you guys should always get the proper training. You know understand what I'm saying? Do I have the information here? No, I don't have it here, but as he is, as this man right here on the screen is, I'm also with USCCA. Now they're not paying me. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not them for nothing. I'm not getting paid for this. But man, you guys, I don't know, man. I don't know. And if you don't agree with carrying a firearm to protect yourself and your family in any situation, I could see why you would be uncomfortable with going to a gas station and somebody's there carrying. I'm good with that. I'm good. What happens if your lady runs out of gas in the middle of the night driving home with somebody with the kids and it's dark? Now daylight saving. It gets dark over here where I'm at by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's ready. It's nighttime. It's pitch black. Yeah. Go stand there and carry that. Stand there and carry that firearm right there. Do that, sir. Thank you very much for your service.
I'm going to keep repeating that until people understand it. You cannot rely on the government to do your job. You heard him. He's like, they forced me to hire these guys because they weren't doing it. Whether it's because they couldn't do it or whether they choose not to do it, either way, they weren't doing it. So he had to do it himself. And that's what's going to happen. And truth be told, you're going to continue to see flights out of these left-leaning cities like Philadelphia, LA, New York, all that stuff, because you won't be able to run a business there because the crime is going to be so insane. No one's going to want to invest in those places.
Now, hold on. I am going to get into a couple of series of videos showing you guys. I already spoke to you. For those who follow me on Instagram, Michael May Forever, go follow me over there. I showed you guys already over there that I believe it was last year, the homeless population in San Francisco was so severe that the governor was asking people if they had an empty couch, empty bedroom, or even a floor, take in a homeless person. It was getting out of control. All these cities are turning into tent cities. Y'all already know. I'm not gonna mention it on here, but y'all already know. Y'all already heard the new laws I'm passing in 2023 in January, where now businesses, if there's people on their property, the most the cops can do is give them a ticket, let them come to court. But it's gonna be the owner's job to use whatever means to get these people off of his property to the fullest extent of the law which they are allowed. It's about to get really, 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 really wicked. And this always is gonna roll back to your personal life, your family. You understand what I'm saying? It's about getting home. Now, mind you, I'm speaking on this because I'm in this service. I understand this, but for those who are not, and for those who are, you need to understand this no matter what. No matter what.
It's only a matter of time. Give it 10, 15 years. You're going to see it. People are going to start leaving. They're already leaving, but people are going to stop investing in these places. People are going to stop building businesses in these places because they're not in a position to protect them because crime is so rampant.
All customers.
So 3 weeks ago, he hired the Pennsylvania site state agents.
We wear Kevlar. We are trained. My guys go to training every other week.
Yep.
They're proficient with this. They're proficient with their taser. They know the laws.
Andre Boyd.
Yeah, and that's what you. There's courses. There's courses for tasers. Being pepper sprayed, knowing how to use it, knowing the laws. You can't use it in the building, which is illegal. Different things of that nature. Like they show you, there are courses week, and he's right. There's weekly courses. And most jobs. Look, he got the body camera. My man is fully prepared for anything. Why wouldn't you feel comfortable? This is insane for anyone to be uncomfortable. And what he's carrying is sweet. Ready? Pay attention. Watch this. You see my cursor on the screen? Look at this. See this right here? See this right here? Do you see this? Married. See this? This man is married. And look, if you look in the screen right here, like it says now, it looks safer. Went up to 73. And uncomfortable went down to 26. But you see this? Married. That means he needs to make it home to somebody. So he takes his services extremely serious. Being a husband is extremely serious. Being a protector is extremely serious.
Boyer is the chief of the company.
As a Pennsylvania state agent, that's what it says. The law tells us that we have a right to protect this property in any means necessary.
As I said before, I don't have a problem with it. He's lucky and fortunate enough to be able to afford to hire private security. Everybody ain't able. But everybody is able, well, by and large, to be able to go out and purchase a firearm themselves, to learn gun safety, learn how to use it proficiently, and protect themselves.
Gun safety. I already showed you guys. My gun was fully unloaded, nothing in the chamber. I showed it to you guys so you could see blue in it. Touch my finger so you guys can understand that. Everything is practicing safety. It's safety first. But let's keep going.
I don't have any issues with this whatsoever.
This man told employees he's against it. I asked Patel about it.
They feel like using guns, when we have such a big problem with guns in the city, is not the right message.
And that's not a right. I understand that, but according to some people, violent people, they carry the gun. then they're not afraid then. And this is the protection for neighborhood and the customers.
There goes that naivete all over again. This idea that...
And you know what it is? Most neighborhood people would argue against this because they're probably the criminals. And they don't want to go up against the guns. Criminals are usually going to go for the weaker targets. But if you strapped, if your lady is strapped, if your family is strapped, I'm not saying it's going to completely like exempt you from it, but it's going to lower the chances of you, one, being scared, two, you not being prepared, three, with the proper training, you would know what to do. And self-defense, I want you to understand. Listen to me, y'all. Hear me out. Even if I shoot somebody in self-defense, what some of you guys don't understand, because you guys really don't, there's criminal. So you may get off on criminal, but then there's also civil. Like, you gotta... it's a whole nother video for another day. I'm not gonna... Let's keep going.
Taking away legal people's guns is somehow gonna stop criminals from using guns is asinine. The criminals don't care. They don't care about your morality. They don't care about your moral code. They don't care about your gun laws. They don't care about the cops. The only thing they respect is equal or more than force.
This is true. Now, hear me out. Now, just one time. One, I like nice things. I like wearing nice things. I like jewelry. I like nice cars. I like nice things. I like my lady having nice things. And I'm not going to be afraid to live my life because of people outside. I'm not going to do that. But now hear me out. I've had somebody since I've been down here, like, mind you, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that I'm carrying. You wouldn't know. Now, if you get close enough to me, you'll know where it's at. But most people aren't allowed to get that close to me. But now hear me out. It's even like cops. You think off-duty cops don't carry their pistols? Duh. Because they know that they deal with these criminals day in, day out. So even off-duty, they still have to carry. But now hear me out. Here's the funny part. I had somebody sit there, you know, like I said, summertime, I'm jewelried out. It is what it is. I had shorts on and all, boom, boom, boom. So I had one dude say, yeah, I know you strapped. Or somebody around here is strapped that's with you. I know that for a fact. I just said, he goes, yeah, my eyes. That's how he said, that's what it's going to sound like when you let them shits off. But see, he's smart. He's smart. Because he understood. You're not going to be out here walking like that with nothing. I know you're not. But listen, hear me out. This video is all about safety for you and your family, being in a relationship. Protection is key for us as a man. I want all of you guys to protect yourself. Crime is on a rise, something crazy. I want you guys to be intelligent enough to make the right decisions, get the proper training. And don't be afraid, man, to protect you and your family. Do whatever it takes, man, for you and your loved ones. It is what it is. I'm your host, Michael May. This is the Hear Me Out podcast. Here we talk about whatever I want to talk about, or whatever you guys would like me to talk about. And until next time, we are out.